Welcome to an all-new episode of Rehashing, where each week we rehash the latest top entertainment news stories and recap all of Bachelor Nation that you might have missed this week. Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey. What's going on? How are we doing? We're all dressed for Valentine's Day, clearly.
We're very colorful. Normally we're like in, the grays and the whites and the blacks, but we didn't even give each other this memo. We just decided to be colorful today.
This happened last week too, I think. We were all wearing white, or we were all wearing, I don't know. We were all wearing the same thing, I think.
We color coordinate, not on purpose. So this Tuesday really feels like a Monday for me because it was a long weekend in Ontario. So I feel like very discombobulated because like last night was The Bachelor and then I had the long weekend and now today's Tuesday, but like it was also Valentine's Day this weekend. So I feel like I'm very out of sorts. There's a lot going on.
Well, we didn't have family day here. I know, Adina, you were off, but just that's since you're a teacher.
Yeah, we had yesterday off and then today we had a snow day. So it's been like a lovely 4-day weekend from heaven. There wasn't even that much snow, but it was great.
I'm so jealous.
I actually said to Adina this morning, I was like, I feel like when we were in school, we never would have gotten a day, like a snow day when there wasn't snow. Like there was actually barely any snow today.
Yeah. I thought there was a snow day because of COVID, but.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just thought it was because of COVID. I didn't realize there was like no snow or like blowing.
What does COVID have to do with snow?
I don't know.
She just has to bring it back to COVID.
I can't.
Always talking about COVID.
The COVID police over here.
Speaking of the weekend, we got such great content from Instagram. Reality stars, Bachelor stars, High School Musical stars, all sorts of stars finally posting their relationships, some that had much speculation, and they are now official. So to start it off, I'll start with Amanda Stanton and her new beau, Michael Fogel. She did a bit of a Q&A today on her Instagram, kind of like telling us what happened. I'm not sure if any of you saw.
No, but now I'm curious.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I have like a thing with Amanda Stanton. Like I'm very close to unfollowing her just because I just find like she is always with a new boyfriend and she's always involving her kids. And I get it, like, we shouldn't be judging, like to each his own, but I just feel like her kids are pretty young and they were really young when she was on The Bachelor. And it's just one boyfriend after the next boyfriend and she's marrying this one and she's moving in with this one. And it's like,
it's a lot,
but nothing
I
comes
agree.
from it.
So someone literally said that on her questions. And she said, I know how it may seem that way because this boyfriend was literally 1 week after the last boyfriend, which was, his name was Oren or something. And she said that she's known this guy for so long and they were friends, but she never saw him that way. She was setting him up with other people. And anyways, long story short, he went from friend to beau. And
he went from friend zone to end zone.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Never heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a thing.
Yeah. I mean, listen, hope this one lasts. And if it doesn't, good luck to her kids.
Yeah. Our next couple also hails from Bachelor Nation. Hannah Brown posted with her new boyfriend, Adam Woodlord. Not sure how to say his name. She posted a picture of them on horses, which was kind of funny. The internet also had a lot to say about that. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw. They're so cute.
Yeah, they're really
I'm just very happy for her. Like, I wish nothing but the best for that girl. She deserves someone real.
Yeah, she does.
I agree. But it's funny, like what you were just saying, Adina, about how the internet had a lot to say about the horse and everything.
Why?
It was one of you that I don't know who it was that said it. Yeah, Adina, do you want to talk about it?
No, you go for it.
Okay, basically that everybody was saying that the reason she posted with her new boyfriend on a horse is because Tyler C hated horses. And when Tyler C was on The Bachelor with her, their one-on-one date was it around, or I don't remember what date it was, but I think it was like in New York City and they were on horses going around the park or whatever it was.
And he hated it?
And he kept like, he fell off or she fell off. Like, I don't know. It was something like weird like that. So people are saying like, oh, it's, it's ironic that she posted her new guy on a horse.
Dying. Do we think it's ironic or was it intentional?
Definitely not intentional.
I don't think it was intentional at all.
No,
I think saying that it was intentional is us saying that she's not over Tyler C, and I think she is.
I agree. That's such a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Really good way to put it.
I think it's something that they are laughing about, like off the internet. You know,
I agree.
that like people thought of that.
I'm happy for her.
Our next couple we'll go through quickly. Nick Viall posted with his girlfriend, Natalie Joy. I'm guessing that's not her real last name, but that's her Instagram name. I think that there was a lot of speculation about them for a long time, and he finally posted her. So,
Mazel tov.
They were together over a year.
Crazy that he's only posting now. I mean, good for them, but.
Next Instagram-official couple is kind of a bigger news. Kendall Jenner posted with her new basketball boyfriend, Devin Booker from the Phoenix Suns.
He's so good looking. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's not a new relation. They've been together for like maybe like a year or two at this point.
Oh,
Really? That long?
They've been maybe not that long, but they've been together for like at least a year, if not longer.
Wow.
Right? Like during like earlier in the pandemic, they took like a road trip together and they were spotted. Are you laughing because I brought up the pandemic again?
I am. Yes.
Really long from my life.
The pandemic police over here. I think they're a really good looking couple. But I mean,
agree.
Who is like Kendall Jenner will never date somebody that's not good looking. So.
That's not a basketball player, more importantly.
That too. Yeah.
True.
Next, another star who posted with a major league player.
Athlete.
Major league athlete is Vanessa Hudgens. She posted with her boyfriend, Cole Tucker. He plays for the MLB Pittsburgh Pirates. So that's exciting.
Who was it that said that they saw something that said that her boyfriend is like one of the nicest guys? Did you guys see that?
Oh, no.
No.
Okay. It was
Who
me.
are you talking pop culture with?
Yeah.
That's not us.
You're cheating on us.
No. It was me that saw something and I didn't send it. So I'm thinking about myself. So what is it?
Again. So
Sorry,
are you going to share with the group?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, and I think it was not skinny, but not fat. And she posted a DM that one of her followers had sent her saying that they went to elementary school with her boyfriend. And he's like one of the nicest guys. Even though he plays like pro sports, he's very down to earth, not like cocky at all or anything like that. So
That's
happy
nice
for her, but kind of mourning the Austin Butler of it all.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm not over it. I'm still mourning her and Zac Efron.
Yeah.
That was never a real relationship, Adina.
Yes, it was. She sent him explicit photos. It was a real relationship.
Oh my God. I love Vanessa Hudgens so much. I just like I'm on the same page as you, Sam. Like I can't get over the fact that her and Austin Butler like weren't endgame. Like
I loved him. Like
They were really
him,
cute.
I picture him
They
in the
were.
Carrie Diaries, and
same.
Yes.
which is a show that should have lasted longer than it did.
Agree.
But he was so amazing in that show, so cute.
Apparently he cheated on her. So
Actually?
Oh.
yeah, apparently he cheated on Vanessa with his co-star in the new Elvis Presley biopic that he like his big break.
That's crazy.
Because like I don't think Carrie Diaries was really his big
Oh.
break, but this will be his big break. And
Well, that's
Yeah,
a horse of
I-
a different color.
what?
That's a horse of a
What?
different color. It changes the whole story.
Like that's like this is my bridge to burn. Like these are just like the sayings of
It's
Adina.
from the Wizard of Oz.
It is.
Yeah,
Every
that's
few
a horse of a
years.
different color. The next couple that went Insta-official, but we already knew about, was Scott Disick and Amelia Hamlin.
Wait, can I just ask like an ignorant question? Because I as everyone knows, like I don't know anything about the Kardashians. Who is she?
She is Lisa Rinna's daughter, who she's married to Harry Hamlin from like what is he in?
I think Mad Men.
Mad Men. So
Okay.
that's their daughter together.
Oh, okay.
And Lisa Rinna is a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills. But I
And
also
that
feel
I
like
knew.
like
That I knew.
everyone just knows who Lisa Rinna is.
Yeah.
But like she's 19 years old, I want to say.
She's 19.
I think he's
That's, like,
like maybe like
excessive.
40. Yeah, like we thought
That's
Sophia Richie was young. Amelia is even younger.
So that's it for our Instagram official couples. I'm very happy for everyone. Although we knew about most of these couples before they posted, it's always nice to have confirmation. It's always nice for them to let their public and their fans know what's going on. So thank you so much to all of these couples.
I want to say, I feel like we mentioned this a couple weeks ago when we were talking about Tayshia and Zach, and how like when you're a fan and when you follow people, like you're always wanting more from them. Like you're always feeling like, okay, I follow them. I like their pictures. Like I'm really invested in them. So it's nice when you hear about something and then the celebrity actually confirms it for you, just makes the fan feel good.
We're just all too nosy. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
That too.
Like,
we're
like the top percentile of nosy. So speaking of other exciting news, happy things in the pop culture world, there's some baby news, which I feel like we talk about baby news every week, but like that's amazing, the best kind of news. So not mad about it. But Meghan Trainor had her baby. Her husband is Daryl Sabara from Spy Kids.
Juni.
Literally Juni. And the best part of all this is that she posted a picture of the baby, which I also appreciate because normally we like don't get pictures of the babies. But that kid is Daryl's face as like a crushed up little old man. It is the craziest picture.
Maybe he'll look like Juni, like he'll come out with the band-aids that he had in Spy Kids,
Can you imagine if that baby came out with like little band-aids on its fingers?
It's like colorful band-aids.
Where can I watch that movie, by the way? You know who comes up on my Instagram all the time? Alexa
Penna Vega.
I think it's on Netflix.
Hold on. While we're on the topic of Alexa Penna Vega, we need to discuss why her name is Alexa Penna Vega. So essentially, her last name is Vega and her husband's name is Penna. So instead of like one of them taking the other's name, they just combine their two names.
It's 2021.
Okay, I am so happy that we're talking about Alexa Penna Vega right now because last weekend I was talking to my family about like people who combine their last names. I know this is so random, but we were talking about like hyphen last names and like what happens when a hyphen kid has a kid. Like, just, I don't know why we were talking about this, but I was thinking, I was like, I've heard of somebody that combined the husband and wife last name and I couldn't figure out who it was. Anyway, thank you very much. My family will be watching this. They'll be very happy. It's Alexa Penna Vega.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. The Penna Vegas. In other baby news, and this is like the big baby story this week, obviously, and it just like made me so happy. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are pregnant. They're having a second baby. They announced it on Valentine's Day, which is so crazy because 37 years ago, this Valentine's Day, Princess Diana announced that she was pregnant with Prince Harry. So it's like such a full circle moment.
Oh, so they did it on purpose.
Yeah, it was intentional.
I have shivers.
I know that. Yeah, and the best part also is that like they like tried to do their maternity photo shoot like being COVID safe and like talking about being COVID safe. So it was done remotely via an iPad. So like they set up an iPad with a photographer, like he told them where to put it, how to position it. And then he remotely was taking pictures of them, which is so cool.
That's very cool.
Alanna must love that.
Yeah, Alanna. The best part of this whole entire thing though is that they're going to do a sit down interview with Oprah on March 7th on CBS, I believe.
Yeah. The last time they did like an actual sit down was when they got engaged, right?
Yeah. That was the best interview.
That was an amazing interview. She was super well prepared. I remember we talked about this.
The best part was when she was like, we were just making a chicken.
Yeah.
What?
Because when they got engaged, like Harry proposed to Meghan in their like house and they were like apparently making a chicken and just cooking a normal meal. And she was very adamant about explaining that like it wasn't like some big royal proposal. It was like we were making a chicken and he proposed.
Yeah.
See, I don't like that. I don't like these iPad photo shoots, these chicken dinners. Like you're royalty. Why? Let me see the royalty shine. Where are the crowns? Where are the dresses? I want to see it on my screen. What's this chicken business?
Well, long story short, Mazel Tov to the Meghans, Meghan Trainor, Meghan Markle, and their significant others.
Yeah, muzzles to the Meghans.
And welcome to the Bibbies. Next up, we have some Kardashian news. So today, Kendall Jenner announced that she is the face behind an award-winning tequila, which is very exciting. She's been like dropping Easter egg little hints, and also I've seen it in like the blinds. People were unsure if it was like Kylie who was the face behind this tequila company or if it was like another Kardashian, but we found out today that it's Kendall and it's been years in the making. But the reason why I wanted to bring it up is because it just proves that Kendall Jenner is the best at keeping secrets in the Kardashian Jenner family, because she had a secret relationship for a really long time and she had a secret tequila company for a really long time. So
it's true.
Bravo to Kendall Jenner. Speaking of Kendall, she was in a Skims ad along with Kim and Kylie that was a little controversial just because no one really looked like themselves and they all looked great as they always do, but it just the legs were very long.
Like they already have fantastic bodies, and it's just like if that's what they're going to promote on their pages and stuff like that, like what are they telling the rest of the world. Like that body that Kendall posted is not a real body.
Or maybe it is a real body for her body type, but that's not a norm. Like she's an exception to the rule essentially. Like she's a supermodel for a reason. But it's just crazy that they have to have like such a heavy editing hand, a Photoshop hand on something's already so stunning. It's just like, why do you have to make her legs a bit longer and like her thigh gap more far apart? Like
that's my point exactly. Like I don't understand why you would Photoshop an already
immaculate
like photoshopped body basically.
I also find that on their Instagrams, like, they do a lot of editing, but I do find when it comes down to like their bodies, like they keep it pretty real, like in my opinion. Like Kylie like shows off her curves and like I really like that. So I didn't understand why in the ad, they needed to change that so much because that's something that people who aren't like the skinny mini can relate to. So
but so Skims to Kim to Northwest being accused of not having artistic abilities.
I can't deal.
On Instagram, Kim posted a picture that North painted in like a painting class, and people were like, that's not possible. And Kim went off on everyone because like obviously, one, like her father is Kanye West, like she has some sort of like artisticness in her blood, and two, like the friend she took the class with, her mother also posted her daughter's picture on Instagram, and like Kim reposted it, and it was also another like great picture. Like it's obviously a very like elite type of painting class.
Also, why would Kim lie about that? Like she has so many other things to post about. Like why would she waste her time posting like a fake picture that her daughter didn't create? You know what I mean?
But my thoughts are that if North and her best friend are both posting these beautiful paintings, then it gives me more reason to believe that they're not real and that the instructor helped.
They don't look the same. They didn't look the same.
When I saw it, I'm going to be totally honest, I thought that it was like a paint by numbers thing that they were doing. Like I was like, there's no way she like free-handed this. It's hard to believe that she drew something like that freehand. I think that she probably paint by numbered it. And this is a white lie.
That would be very 2020 of her to paint by number it.
Exactly.
As an art teacher myself, teaching the young minds grade 2 art, I really don't see it being really that realistic.
Well, how many of your students have Kanye West as a father? Okay, so
that's true too.
Lastly, another new relationship in the Kardashian world is Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, which has been a rumor for quite some time now, but they were spotted out this past week out for dinner.
I love it. I'm obsessed with everyone. I'm like the emo queen. I'm obsessed with all of those old like emo bands, and I'm obviously in love with Blink-182. Like they're one of my favorites forever and ever and ever. And I just love everything Travis Barker ever touches, will do, has done. And the fact that he's with a Kardashian and I don't even know anything about these Kardashians, like I'm so detached from that world. I'm still such a stan for this relationship. There's just something to say about like an emo guy and like a stunning woman. Like that's why I ship Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. That's why, because it's the same kind of like emo and prim and proper together.
Okay, but wait, apparently they're all part of the same crew.
Yes,
because, like all the men are friends, and then also in that crew is Avril Lavigne and whoever she's dating.
Maud's son.
Oh,
is she the one dating Maud's son?
Yeah.
So then,
That's all a friend group.
But it's very obvious where Kourtney Kardashian met Travis Barker from, because Kourtney Kardashian's new best friend, Addison Rae, from TikTok, all of the TikTok stars are recording songs with Travis Barker.
Really?
Like Jaden and Quentin, they're all like doing things with him. So like that's why I think that they met.
That's so interesting, because Machine Gun Kelly came out with a music video for his entire album. It's called Downfalls High. It's like an hour and 15 minutes long. It's essentially every single one of his songs off his new album told like through a movie. And the kid that stars in it is Lil Huddy.
Yes, I knew that. Yeah.
From TikTok.
See?
And Travis Barker's in it. He's playing drums in it. This is making so much sense.
Yeah. So there was like a rumor that was how they met. I'm choosing to not believe it, because like why anyone would want to associate
Adina, you're so right.
Yeah. It's from the TikTok.
That's it. That's 100% the connection.
Yeah,
that's a really good point. And back to it, Adina gets the credit for TikTok that she really wants, you know?
Yeah.
I rarely make all these little connections. So when I do, I take pride in them.
Honestly, you guys should watch the Downfalls High thing. Like, if you don't like Machine Gun Kelly's music, then you won't like it. But I love his music, so good. He tried to make like the 2021 version of Grease, kind of. It's cute. It's good. I like
that was the best when he came out with his music and Lianna was like sending us everything and she's like, I'm dying, I'm in love, and we're all just like, okay, not answering her.
I don't remember
because he's like making pop punk cool again. He's making it like not a niche thing, and me, I'm just the emo baby. Like,
I have a playlist on my phone, emo 2000.
Love it.
You have to share it with me.
I'll share with you. Our favorite segment of the week, I would say, other than I guess Bachelor recaps, is what we're reading, what we're watching. There has been a lot of new things going on in the reading, watching world and listening. So let's hear from Alanna, number one.
Well, I am still reading The Idea of You, and I'm still watching Gilmore Girls, and I haven't watched To All the Boys I've Loved Before, third movie yet, which was like number one this week.
Why didn't you watch it yet? It was so good.
Because the second one sucked and I was too lazy to watch the third.
Second one did suck, but the third is so much better. You could just totally disregard number two minus the fact that Jordan Fisher's in it and just watch one and three.
I will watch it one day. I have to be like in a certain like I have to be in like a certain like mindset to watch a movie.
I feel you.
I can't just like sit down and watch a movie. Listening, hold on, sorry. Before I forget, listening to Callista Clark. Could we talk about her for a minute? Because I know we've all given her a listen this past week.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't know her, she is one of like Scooter Braun, Scott Porchetta's like newest little proteges. She's like the Taylor Swift of Gen Z. I highly recommend, if you like old Taylor Swift, you check her out because her stuff is just so fun.
She's really, really good, actually.
Yeah.
And when I saw, I think it was me who sent this to you guys. When I
it was.
Scooter Braun posted like last week, he posted a picture of her being like, coming soon, check it out. And immediately when I saw her, I'm like, okay, she's 12 years old. She's literally the new Taylor Swift. And I started stalking her on YouTube, and I noticed that the reason she became famous is like a similar to Justin Bieber kind of story.
Yeah.
She posted a video of herself, like literally sitting on like, it looked like a balcony almost, like by the beach, playing a song. Have you ever seen The Rain? And it was such a beautiful, beautiful rendition. And I'm certain that like that video just went viral and somehow got to Scooter Braun. And now she just came out with an EP. So she's very good.
So good.
Yeah.
Lianna, would you like to share next?
Yes, I would love to. So what am I reading? What am I watching? I'm going to also add what I'm listening to, because this week Taylor Swift released Love Story, the new version. It's so good. There's like 8 very subtle changes, but otherwise it's basically the exact same as her original recorded version, which is like brilliant genius of her. I cannot wait for the rest of the album to come out on April 9th. I'm so excited. I'm just beyond, I have no words. I can't wait. But in other things that I'm reading and watching, I just finished My Friend Anna from Alanna's recommendation.
Here we go.
Okay, this is the most insane thing. Alanna, I know you've been like telling us to read this book for me especially, you've been telling me to read this book for like 2 years now. But
a year.
I read the book because something came up on my newsfeed saying that Anna Delvey is out of jail. And she's the main person in this book. So basically Anna Delvey scammed all of these like socialites out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And one of them was this girl named Rachel, who was a photo editor at Vanity Fair. And Rachel basically wrote a book because she was friends with Anna about like her friendship with Anna and how she got conned into like basically fronting the bill for this extravagant trip to Morocco that ended up costing her.
Is Rachel
like
an author? Is she
not an author,
or she just wrote it from her perspective?
This is her first like ever written published work, and now she's gotten like a huge book deal, and now her book is being made into an HBO movie. Anna's side of the story is being made into that Shonda Rhimes Netflix documentary series. Not documentary, it's an acting thing. It's like a series about it, like a biopic kind of thing. But it was so crazy good. Everyone should read it. Honestly, if you don't have the time to read it, I think you just need to like know the story, and you could watch a YouTube video, like an interview with the Rachel girl, the author, in 8 minutes, and she tells you the entire story. But it was so good. And then in terms of things I'm watching, I'm like honestly not watching anything. Like I watched All the Boys this weekend. We already talked about it. It's so good. I loved it. I convinced my boyfriend to watch 50 Shades with me this weekend. Don't know why I did that. Like, I don't know why I thought that was going to be a funny idea. He actually was like kind of curious. And then we started watching it and I was like, I'm so cringed out. This is like not even good.
The acting is incredibly cringy in that movie.
So it's more than cringy.
But
It's
which
just
50 Shades did you watch? The first one?
we watched the first one, which has no premise, and then we watched the second one. And the second one has a little more of a story, but it's still horrible.
I think
I
I
like
kind of
them.
liked the third one where they get like engaged and married.
Because the third one, there's like that whole ending, like spoiler alert, 3 years later, but there's that whole ending with like the kidnapping thing, and there's a car chase scene.
Oh.
So it ends up being like more fun, but
I don't remember any of it, to be honest with you.
it's really
Didn't we
embarrassing.
watch it together? Didn't we go to the theater together to watch it?
One of them, I think we did. I don't know which
Yeah,
one.
I think we did. I saw
I
them
think
all
the
in
last
theaters.
one. Samantha?
So I'm reading The Idea of You, which I'm really, really liking so far. Lianna, I know it's your favorite
Okay.
book.
Wait, this is so crazy. There's like 2 tie-ins here. First of all, the author of that book, Robin Lee, is in 50 Shades Darker, aka the movie I just watched.
No way.
So I was dying. She's in like 2 scenes, but yes, fully in it. And also, this is just makes me back to my like main thought of Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde. I don't know why we didn't talk about it earlier. We were talking about people being Insta-official. I guess because it's not like Insta-official, but there were pictures of her and videos of her moving suitcases from her house to Harry's house.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know about The Idea of You, like Lianna has talked about it before, just basically to say that the story is kind of loosely based on Harry Styles dating an older woman. So just the fact that this is all coming out about Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles
Is wild.
Just wild. And it's just, yeah, Olivia Wilde, it's wild.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'm reading it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm definitely going to finish it this week, I think.
So
In terms of what I'm watching, I'm also kind of boring like Lianna. I feel like I watched To All the Boys 3, which I really liked. Oh, I actually did watch a show this weekend. It's called Lupin. Did you guys hear about it?
hey,
Oh,
I heard
yeah.
about it.
Okay, so basically, like I won't give it away. It's on Netflix. It's 5 episodes, so it's really, really quick. And it's basically just it takes place in Paris, and it's about this guy whose father is basically accused of a crime and goes to jail when he's a boy. And the whole story is just about him, like the kid, when he grows up and how he wants to like exonerate his father's name, and he becomes like a very sneaky kind of thief, and just how he like goes about it is very, very good. So that was really good. We binged that over the weekend. I'm also listening to Callista Clark. And my sister just told me about a cover of the song Let It Be by the Beatles, the iconic Let It Be by J.P. Cooper. He sings September Song. You know that song? Yes, you do. You were my September song. Da-na-na-na-na-na. You don't know it?
Idea. No.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, Samantha is a great singer.
Okay. Thanks, Adina. That wasn't any indication though.
She wants to let everyone know.
But anyway, go after this, go listen to it.
Send it.
I will.
This is why we have the group chat, and I feel like you're just like withholding information this week. Like
sorry.
you didn't bring up the other thing. Now this, it's like, what's the point?
It's a bit much.
Sorry. Okay, I will send it. I don't think it's a new song. I think it's old, but it's
Doesn't matter.
an incredible version. So I will send it to you.
Dina,
Yes,
with you.
I'll round us off. I also watched To All the Boys. I think one of us said that the thing about the mindset, like you need to be in the right mindset to watch the movie. And I think based on everyone's reviews contradicting my own, I feel like I was in a bad mindset because I did not enjoy the movie.
Oh.
I found it very cringeworthy. And I'll tell you the one thing that really bothered me about the movie. Spoiler alert for those of you who haven't watched yet. It made me so mad that it was always about Lara Jean following Noah Centineo, following Peter. And not once throughout the whole movie did anyone say, Peter, why don't you go to New York after your first year at Stanford? I just could not understand why it was not brought up. And it really bothered me.
I think it was because
it's
he was getting a full ride. Yeah.
Do you think he couldn't get one somewhere else? He got one at
because-
Stanford, but he can't get one at what, like a random New York school? Like,
I don't know.
Stanford's
I
not
will
like
say,
a
though-
random West Coast school.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Stanford's
That's
not
what I'm saying.
prestigious.
I was in a bit of a reading slump. For those of you who follow my Bookstagram, I started Kristen Hanna's new book, The Four Winds. It was unbearable. I could not finish it. I stopped at 13%, which is very rare for me. So upon Lianna's recommendation, I started Until It Fades.
You did?
I did. It kind of got me out of my slump. I really enjoyed it. I found it a bit unrealistic, but it did get me back on my romance kick. So I'm very happy about it.
Good.
And lastly, just a reference back to the Taylor Swift thing. I know that in past episodes, I said that I really despised her. But after she released A Love Story, I listened to her Fearless album and it brought back a wave of nostalgia. And I didn't realize that I loved her when I was like 15 years old. So that was lovely. I had a flooding of memories of broken hearts from my camp life. So
are we all on the like Heart Taylor train now, like all aboard?
yes, I think so.
Yeah, she's not like my favorite person. And I think, to be honest, it's not that I never not liked her music. I always liked her music. I think something about her maybe bothered me a little bit, but I always liked her music and I will continue to.
Sam, did you ever watch her documentary, Miss Americana, on Netflix?
I did, and it did make me like her a little bit more.
Okay, because I was going to say, like, that's how I started liking her again.
Yeah. No, I like her. I don't despise her. So we'll just get right into what's been going on in the news over the last little while. So just to give a quick recap for anybody that might not have heard about it, Chris Harrison did an interview with Extra TV. And the interviewer was Rachel Lindsay, who was the first ever Black Bachelorette of the franchise a couple of years ago, I think. The interview started off with Rachel Lindsay asking Chris Harrison what his thoughts were and what the franchise's thoughts were about the allegations towards Rachel Kirkconnell, who is a current contestant on Matt James' season of The Bachelor, because basically a photo had come out of her with a couple of friends when she was in college, attending a antebellum Old South themed party, which is a racist action. And basically after the photo came out, the entire internet and social media, has kind of been posting that they're really unhappy with Rachel Kirkconnell, and that, especially unhappy with her because she hadn't made a statement up until this point. Yeah. So Rachel Lindsay asks Chris kind of what his thoughts are. And we won't go too much into it other than the fact that the way that Chris handled himself was really, really wrong. He came off incredibly uninformed, incredibly insensitive, and regardless of anything, it was wrong. The conversation, is still about how what Rachel Kirkconnell did was wrong, but it kind of took a different turn now towards the fact that Chris Harrison is now also really in the wrong. And ultimately, he's the face of the franchise. Right. And he can't be preaching this kind of language.
The saddest part, though, in my opinion, and I think why everyone's really upset with Chris Harrison, aside from like the horrible remarks that he made, the weight and the gravity of what he said is very serious, because he didn't go into this interview not knowing what was going to happen. Like, there's no way, knowing what's going on in the Bachelor Nation world, knowing that there's all these allegations against a current contestant, there's no way that producers of the show or network executives at ABC didn't at all media train Chris Harrison. Whether they gave him talking points or they advised him of what the line of questioning would be, there had to be some sort of communication between the executives at the show and Chris Harrison on how to properly respond to these kinds of allegations or these kinds of questions. And the fact that he went rogue and said what he said and the way he said it and was so certain in his words, and how he even like went as far as to say, like, this is what I'm saying. I know the internet twists things, but like, this is what I intend to say. Like, that just shows that in his heart of hearts, he doesn't understand what the issue is. And he really took a divisive side in the story. And like, wrong is wrong, and he needs to be held accountable. And I know that he announced this week that he was going to step aside and not do the interview after the final rose. After the final rose, exactly. He said he'll step aside and not do the interview for after the final rose, and like that's one step. I do think he needs to take an actual seat back though, and not host next season of The Bachelorette. And this is a time for real change, and you can't just say things like that anymore in 2021. And there's no excuse, rhyme, or reason for him to have said the things he said, holding the position that he holds at the show. There's no way he wasn't media trained or prepared. So he went rogue and said it, and that means that he meant what he said.
But even to just go by what you were saying, what really bothered me, and I'm sure a lot of people, he just kept saying how long ago everything had taken place. He goes, it was 2018. It was like 5 years ago. And I'm like, either you're really bad at math or like something's not adding up. Like, it was not that long ago. It was 2018. It was what, 2.5 years ago?
It doesn't matter if it was 2014.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter. And like, he just kept banking on saying 2018. It was 2018 as if it was like his saving grace. Like,
I also think that he, regardless of what his intentions were, he kind of started talking about it. And then it's almost like he needed to dig himself out of the hole. And the only way for him to do that was to like speak confidently about it, which to everyone else just came off as completely unprofessional, completely uninformed, and just straight up wrong. Just to talk about Rachel Lindsay for a second, I thought, stood her ground very, very well.
Oh,
She
wow.
kept completely calm. And I listened to a podcast afterward that she did with somebody else where she talked about what happened in the interview. And she basically just said, she's like, it's my job to keep, like, as a host, it's my job to kind of keep my grace and keep my humility and just stay, strong with that. And that's what she
could
did.
have popped off. Like,
Oh, and she had every right to also.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
so considering Chris is not coming back for after the final rose, and it's unconfirmed if he'll be back for the next season of The Bachelorette, who do we think should replace him?
Like in my head, I feel like if the winner is who we are predicting the winner is, and this is not a spoiler because we don't read spoilers, but we all are on the same page that we think it's Rachel. I think that Rachel Lindsay would be the perfect person to host it because she is like the queen of holding people accountable and she's so well versed on this, obviously. And I feel like that would be an intense conversation that Bachelor needs to have. But
I'm just not sure because I don't know the details about this and I don't know what her contract is with ABC currently, but I did see something that said that Rachel Lindsay like will no longer keep her contract with ABC and she doesn't really want to have anything to do with The Bachelor anymore.
I also feel like Rachel like would not agree to go on.
I agree.
I feel like she's
maybe
it's like her engagement announcement and like she should be held accountable by all means, but like do you really want to do it like live on national TV? Like maybe not.
I don't think Rachel Lindsay would do it just for the whole purpose. Like she really wants nothing to do with this franchise, even if it's for the greater good. Like she's done.
She's hated this franchise since she was finished her season. Like,
and she gives it them like chances time and time again. Like she's always coming back, and like I think she's a very smart girl. She's very outspoken, and they keep letting everyone down.
Yeah.
And I do think it would be really nice though, because especially we didn't see an after the final rose with Tayshia and Zach. Like if the two couples sat down and had like an open conversation, they catch up on each other's lives,
that would be good.
It would just, I think it would be really nice.
I feel like it might be JoJo because she was brought in when Chris's kid was moving into his college dorm. Like she was the replacement for him. So perhaps she will be used again. And I will not be mad if it is her. We love her.
We love JoJo. I actually would love it if it was Wells. I know we all love Wells.
Okay, so I feel like now we just need to like get into this episode.
Yeah, I think it's time to get into the episode. We'll see what happens with Chris Harrison. We'll see what happens with after the final rose. And right now there's just a lot to say about last night's episode, right?
Yes.
I feel like finally, I thought it was a good episode, finally. Like there was a little bit of drama at the beginning, but it wasn't as like Mean Girls situation as it's been.
At the beginning, we saw Heather come in, right? And like that's why the girls were so mean because they thought they were getting a new girl added pretty much at the end of the game, right?
Of course, none of us were happy about Heather coming, but the girls were disgusting. And the worst part about it is that all the girls that were there are the ones that complained about Victoria, complained about Anna, complained about the bullies that had left. And then now all of a sudden they're just the biggest bullies. Like they didn't need to go as far as they went.
They were disgusting. They were like, you're bachelor hopping. Like what? You couldn't make it with one. You're going to try with another. It was really mean. But I still don't understand why Heather came week 6. Like, okay, one thing for her to come week 3, week 2, maybe even week 4. But like, it was the week of hometown roses.
A waste of airtime.
It was a waste of airtime, but the best part about Heather coming was the way that Matt was talking about Hannah Brown. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
But he was like, that's my girl. Like, she's my close friend. I trust her. She knows me. Like, I don't know. Like, I felt like I finally saw like a passionate Matt. Like, other than that, he's been like a doorknob. Maybe he's in love with Hannah Brown.
Maybe he's in love with Hannah.
Maybe he's in love with Hannah. But anyway, so Heather's, arrival and departure were pretty quick. He did not keep her. And I think that it was the right thing for him to do. He said that he has relationships in the house, which we're not really invested in, but apparently he has relationships in the house. And so he sent her home and everybody was really happy about it. So
it was the right move.
So going right into the episode, there's 2 one-on-one dates and one group date. I just want to say that I cannot believe that Abigail went through this entire season without getting a one-on-one.
I'm not shocked. I literally said this from the beginning, that she's literally flying under the radar, and everyone's like, no, wait, her moment to shine. I knew this was going to happen. They completely brushed over her, missed opportunity.
I think it was disgusting.
Said what I said.
I just think that he kind of not led her on, but like just
with the ear tug.
Yeah.
No, he dropped the ball completely. They never did the ear tug thing. Like, I never saw anything.
So I do think she was kept around maybe a little bit longer than traditionally. You know, he had a connection with her from the beginning. She has a unique background. She's the first deaf contestant in the franchise, which is amazing. And I think for whatever reason, like Matt really wanted to try, and it just, you know, when they had their talk in the episode last night, it wasn't like he just, I don't know. There really never was a connection the way there was the first night.
I feel like if she have had a one-on-one like earlier in the season, I think she would have made it to top 4.
It's so hard when they don't have a one-on-one and then it gets towards the end, because all of those girls that have already had one-on-ones have already established like a really strong relationship. And I know that like the girl that normally gets the first impression, or the boy who gets the first impression rose, normally gets the one-on-one date later on in the season. But if you don't have like those intimate moments during group dates or rose ceremony, like cocktail parties and stuff, it's really easy for that to just like be a stagnant relationship and kind of fall off. And I feel like unfortunately that's what exactly, it just like fizzled out.
Yeah. I just found it really hard when they, you know, with the dates this week, the first one-on-one was Serena P. The second one was Jasenia. And I just like felt really, really bad for Abigail. Like
especially because Serena P had already had a one-on-one.
And Jasenia had a 2-on-1. So like they both had smaller dates. Like
they were more involved.
2-on-1 wasn't, I wouldn't really count Jasenia's 2-on-1.
I know, but still, like
she had like more airtime.
Yeah.
But the fact that Serena P got a second one-on-one before he even
Well, let's talk about Serena P's date for a second, because I really, you know, at first when she got it, I was like, why is she getting it? Like they had such a good one-on-one date last time. Like, why does he need this date? But I think that he likes her way more than she likes him. That's the vibe I get from this date. And I think he needed to kind of feel it out before agreeing to give her a hometown date. And I don't know, what about you guys? I thought like the whole episode, the whole date, she was not feeling it. Like she was friend zoning him.
I don't know. I feel like she was just uncomfortable. Like I feel like if my bum was in someone's face, like on a date, like on national television, I wouldn't be too happy either. Maybe she
I'm not saying that she wasn't that she was not uncomfortable. I'm saying that to me, like the whole date was spent talking about how she didn't like the yoga date.
If like, and you see in the promo for next week's episode with the hometown dates, like her sister literally tells her like, you're not smitten by him. And I think like, I kind of agree. I don't think necessarily she's having a connection with him. Like, yeah, he's a great looking guy and he seems nice, but like, it's possible she just doesn't have that connection with him.
It's too bad that they're not having a like real hometowns, because then they'd be going to Toronto and Lianna would somehow find them in Toronto.
Of course, except that already has been filmed, but
no, I know, but you would have somehow figured it out.
If COVID, Alanna, this is your little thing, you know, if COVID didn't ruin it, I may have snuck on their date.
Anyway, whatever. Regardless, the hometown dates are at Nemacolin and we're excited to see what happens. But so we'll see with Serena P. I like I said, I find she kind of feels friend zone a bit with him. So
I don't
we'll see
her
what
going. She's far, but I don't see her going much further.
Yeah. So let's talk about the group date, because it's the last group date, and something that actually surprised me is that typically on the group date that comes right before hometowns, there isn't usually a rose that's given out. So that was interesting. I feel like, I mean, once we found out who got the group date rose, which it ended up being Rachel, not surprising, it made me feel like, okay, maybe in the history, the Bachelor or Bachelorette wouldn't give the rose because they needed to think about it more. They were more conflicted. But in this case, as we all know, Matt knew that he wanted Rachel on a hometown date, so he gave out the rose.
Peter gave out roses. He sent Kelly home on the last group date.
Really?
Sent her home on the group date?
Yeah, it was a group date. Kelly, Hannah Ann, and Victoria.
But did he give out a rose?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave it to Victoria. Remember, he walks her to the car and they think he's sending her home, but then he comes back and he's like, it's Kelly and Hannah and.
I have no memory of this.
I don't remember, but I think like
I do.
generally speaking, they don't. Generally speaking, I feel like in the past they haven't given out roses because they need more time to think. But anyway, regardless, the group date, like I feel like everybody got their time. And the saddest part of the group date was that Matt sent Abby home.
Mhm.
And I think,
We were very sad.
yeah, it was the right thing to do that he sent her home because he, you know, she did say, she's like, you know, if you're not feeling it, like I would rather know now. And then I think that's kind of when he just was like, you know what, I would rather send you home now rather than leading you on to the rose ceremony.
I
Like
think
how many interviews have we watched though of like previous leads of the show who say like they know who they want by like the 5th or 6th? Like by the time there's top 5, top 6, they know who they want. So when someone a contestant like that says like rather not be here anymore, it's like why delay the inevitable? Like just go.
the best part about the group date was Kit telling Matt that she wants to finish her finals before they get engaged or something like.
No, she
that.
wants
I thought
to
it was
graduate.
hilarious.
She's like, I want to graduate. I want to do my internships.
I
I
wanna
need to write my
travel.
exams. I want to travel, and I don't want to have kids for
I
another
wa-
5 years.
I want to do Sugar Bear Hair. I want to do FabFitFun. I want to do Revolve.
Exactly.
Like that's basically what it was.
But what's so
Yeah.
crazy is that she was like, I don't want to like settle down until I'm 25, 26. And it's like, Kate, that's how we like we're that age and older now. And that's still 5 years ahead for her. Like she's so young. She's clearly not ready. Like she just played the Bachelor franchise game to a friggin' T. She did it the perfect way. She didn't get eliminated. She didn't get her heart broken. She walked away on her own terms. Like she just went there for the Insta followers and good for
Yeah.
her. She's getting them.
But I like how she
Basically-
did it. Like I thought that other than how mean she was to Heather at the beginning of the episode, because she was really like leading that brigade. I thought that throughout the season, like I actually liked her. I liked her the whole time. I thought she was really cool. I liked her
Me
outfits.
too.
I thought she was like pretty calm. And I think when she went later in the episode to Matt's like villa to
Yeah.
let him know that she was leaving, he actually didn't want her to leave. Like I think
Yeah.
he really, I think she could have made top 4. if she
I
didn't
think he was
leave.
sad.
Ooh, okay, wait. So let's think for a second. If she made top 4, which we really thought based on how he responded to her was the case, who do we think would have not made it if it weren't for Kit?
Like realistically, it would have had to been either Michelle or
Brie.
Brie because he
Yeah.
already gave the other 2 roses.
I think Brie.
Really? I don't think Brie.
You think Michelle?
I
You
don't
think,
think
sorry,
Michelle.
you think Brie
Well,
would
it
have
can't
gone
be-
through?
I literally don't know who actually.
Because
to be honest
Serena
with
already
you.
had a rose and so did Rachel, so it has to be one of the other 2.
I
Right.
know, but like I still like don't know which one it would have been because I
Yeah.
think he likes both of them like more than he likes Serena P.
I feel
Maybe
like
he would have kept a 5th. Maybe he would have been like, I'm keeping a 5th.
I don't think he was keeping Kit, honestly. I think he liked her, but like realistically, she's 21. Like she wasn't
Yeah.
winning. I don't
I
think
feel like they'll
Maybe-
be friends. They'll be friends in New York after this.
yeah, yeah.
maybe he was
Ooh,
just
I would
upset
love
that, like
that.
maybe he was just upset that he got broken up with and he didn't do the breaking up with. Like maybe
Yeah,
that's why
maybe,
he was
maybe.
upset. You know?
Maybe.
Fragile male
Upset
ego.
if I were him. But yeah, I guess so.
Dead.
I would love to see them be friends. Yes, I like that idea.
And I will say, we, can't believe everything we see in the promos because we kept her around because there was a scene of her and Matt in the hot tub, as we talked about last week, which
Yeah.
never aired. So
Never
don't
aired.
believe everything you see in the promo, ladies. So yeah, so Matt decides to give the group date rose to Rachel, as we said before, and he ended up taking her to a private concert, just the 2 of them. The concert was by Aloe Black, who we all love. And I actually felt really bad for the other girls. I don't know. They kept showing them like really looking like genuinely sad. I think up until now, there's just been so much drama. And this is the first time where you actually see like close-ups on Michelle and Brie, who had just like disclosed this whole thing to Matt about how, she had to leave her dream job to stay on the show.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
thought she would get the
it-
rose, and
it was
she didn't.
horrible. I didn't like that he did that at all.
Yeah.
What do you mean you didn't like? What didn't you like?
I didn't like how he left 3 girls for 1 girl. Like it's very rude.
Oh, how he like extended the date for just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like if you want to be with her, you should have given her the one-on-one instead of Serena. Like I don't know. I
don't think so, right? Because like he knows that it's at that point he knows that he wants it to be Rachel, so he can't he needs that other one-on-one to give to someone who he needs to see if it's worth it, right? Not someone who
Yeah.
he knows is for sure going to get it, which is why I think from the get-go, like he knew Rachel was going to get the group date rose and that concert was going to be for the two of them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
think so
yeah,
too.
I feel like if you know you're gonna pick someone at that point, like maybe wait for your lifetime alone to do things like that and not like embarrass people on national television.
Yeah. You could just tell from that like dance that they had together that he
Is
is
Trey intimate?
really into her. Like
Yeah.
like she's it from my perspective.
No, I agree.
Yeah. The only person on the one-on-one on the group date that I didn't really feel like that bad for, sorry to be mean, was Piper, because we were kind of joking about it last night. We all eliminated her in our first week bracket because we thought that she was so irrelevant, and then here she is making it all the way to top 5. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
I think that
Shocking.
at one point I thought she was cute, and like, you know, she actually is really beautiful, I find, but she's super immature. Like, I found she was pouting the whole episode and complaining and crying, and I don't know.
Extremely immature.
I was not on board with her. So Matt ended up sending her home at the rose ceremony, which wasn't surprising to any of us.
Yeah, no.
And she didn't even say goodbye to him. Can we just talk about her exit for a second?
She just like walked off, which just credits her immaturity. Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll be on Paradise.
For sure.
I really hope not, because I really
not.
don't like
For
her.
sure she will be.
They shouldn't reward bad behavior. That's what I think.
I don't know.
That's
if
what
she will
exactly
be.
what they do.
I know.
Victoria will be on there for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think Piper will be on there. There's so many girls they have to pick from, right? We also have Peter season. Like, Piper wasn't it. She's not it.
So who ended up going home? Was it 5 people or 4 that ended up going home this week? Because we had Heather, who was like irrelevant anyway.
Yeah.
Serena C, which bye-bye, we hate you. Abigail.
Piper.
Oh my God,
Chelsea,
guys, we didn't
7.
even talk about Jasenia.
Oh, she had a date. That's how
And then-
irrelevant she is.
Then went home. Like,
She had a date and didn't make it through the date.
Yeah.
She got her suitcase wheeled out.
Like, she confused me, because when the whole thing happened with the 2-on-1, I was team Jasenia. Beginning of this episode, she was just a complete hypocrite, because she was so mean to Heather that I almost was like, that completely like just put everything, all the good that you had done the 2 weeks before, like goodbye, in the garbage. So that's a lot of elimination.
Yeah, so
Heather,
7 people.
Abigail, Kit, Chelsea.
You're forgetting
Heather.
Piper.
And Piper.
Said.
I said Heather. So
No,
7.
you're missing
Serena
one more.
Serena C.
Serena C.
7.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it was 2 rose ceremonies, so I guess it made sense. But I'm just happy that we're finally at the final 4. I'm really hoping at this point we get to see maybe like more emotions from that. Maybe more connections with the girls, and just hope for the best going
One
forward.
could hope.
I'm most excited for Women Tell All. I think it's going to be a
Me
really
too.
great Women Tell All.
I'm scared.
It's
I'm
been a
actually
while
bit
since we
scared.
got a
I'm
good
scared for like all these girls have disabled their comments. Like, Anna, like, is she gonna be there? Like, what's gonna be the drama?
It's so crazy. Normally I never watch the Woman Tell All or the Men Tell All, because I just hate watching nonsense on
I
TV.
agree,
Like, I think that's why I don't watch like any other reality show besides The Bachelor. Like, I hate it so much. It makes me so mad. But
I love
this
it.
season, I think I need to watch Woman Tell All. Like, I don't think I can avoid it. Like, I
don't
need
think
to watch.
so.
No,
There's
I
a
think
lot
it's gonna
of
be a good one.
conversations that need to be had between the girls, and
Have we talked about yet who we think the Bachelorette might be? I know there was like talk last week. I don't know if we like gave our picks.
Well, my original speculation was Katie, but I don't foresee that happening with everything going on right now. Like, I don't think that's gonna be the pick.
also Alanna made a funny comment last night. She's like, by the way, who's Katie? Like, like as if like Katie is
Forgot about her.
irrelevant.
She is.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's true. I do think though. I think I said that like
have
when
2
Abigail
options.
got sent home. I think, but at the same time too, like we didn't get to know her well enough that I think she would make a great lead. At this point, I see it being Brie or Michelle.
I agree.
I think Michelle could be a really good.
I think she'll
She
be.
was so funny last night in the bloopers. I was
Yeah.
dying.
Push-ups.
I have a feeling, especially if they showed that blooper, which they can easily insert like last minute. I have a feeling that like they might be pulling for her.
I don't know if Brie would do it. And to be honest, I really, really like Brie, but we don't know her that well. Like, she's young. We don't know her that well. I feel like Michelle is a bit more like she's a bit older, teacher. She's like has some spunk.
I like both of them.
I like both, but I also see Brie in Paradise with Ivan. So
I like Brie for her earrings and Michelle for her occupation.
So random.
Thank
And
you
on
so
that
much.
note-
Yeah, that was an amazing sum up. Thank you. Thank you guys for listening and watching another episode of Rehashing. For more breaking news and entertainment stories, and of course, all things Bachelor, please go and follow us on Instagram at Rehashing Podcast. You can send us any DMs with questions that you might have or comments about stories that we already covered or stories that you might want us to cover. You can also send us an email to rehashingpodcast@gmail.com. And our podcast will be available on Spotify, Apple Music, and if you are watching us on YouTube, we see you. Thanks for watching. We look forward to hashing it out with you all next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.